Hello everyone and welcome to a new video with me, Queen Ophelia. Today we're going to talk about my reading goals for 2024, but before I get into the video, I want to thank my members of this channel. You can see them on the side right here. If you also want to become a member, you can find everything down below to get into it. And if you become a member, you will get into a community tab where you can vote on my next video ideas, or you can also get a little T emote before your name on my channel, as well as emotes on my live streams. But before everything, let's just get into the video, shall we? There we go. So this video I wanted to talk a little bit about my reading goals for 2024. Last year I did not really have any reading goals, but I decided to just leave it very open and just like read whatever I wanted to. I did not really have like a you have to read this many books this year. I kind of like just read whatever, but I still had like 23 books I want to finish in 2023, and I think I did like 5 of those books or something. I'm very much of like a reader who is more of I read depending on my mood. So I'm a very big mood reader. So even if I make a list or a TBR and I'm like, this is what I want to read this month, or this is what I want to read this year, I will never touch those books. Like, of course, I have the intention of, and I really want to read them. But if I'm not in the mood for that specific book right now, I will most likely not read that book. And I'm like that with a lot of things. So this year I have decided to not do anything at all. I will not have like a reading goal when it comes to the amount of books because I don't want to be feeling stressed out if I haven't finished all the books I need to finish this year, or I don't want to feel the anxiety or weight on my shoulder that you have not read this book this month that you told everyone that you were going to do, or you have not done this for this year that you told everyone that you were going to do. And I know it's just like my own goals in my head, but sometimes I put the weight on my shoulders and I feel like I need to do it. So this year I have decided to not do anything like that at all. So I will be extremely free this year. Usually, like I can read a book a year. I mean, a book a day. I mean, because I am a very fast reader, but in 2023 I decided to read slower, and when I started reading slower, reading became more fun to me. Like, I was so concerned about numbers and getting all those books in. I was like, I need to get like read 50 books in a month, because that will be a good title for a movie, but like a video, or you can brag to people that you're a great reader and be like, I'm dyslexic, but I still read 50 books this month, blah blah blah. Um, but now I just feel like when I did that, I was such an unhappy reader. Like, I would never find books I liked. I would never find books I enjoyed. And I kind of don't even remember the books I read because it was very focused on just getting those numbers in. So it was a lot of like, this seems to be a fast read. This seems to be a very feel good, very easy read. So I will get into that. But last year, I got more into reading for fun, reading for pleasure, reading for me personally. And I started picking up bigger books, bigger projects. Like, I read Les Miserables, I read Anna Karenina. These are like books that's more than 1,000 pages, and they always intimidated me because I was like, I will never finish them in like one sitting. So what's the purpose of like reading it? But last year I was like, I will take my time. I will not stress. I will not be like, oh my god, this book took me 2 weeks to finish. No, none of that. None of that at all. Like, I really sat down and I enjoyed reading. in the beginning, because felt like I was not like brainwashed, but I was in the mindset of needing to finish fast, you know? So in the beginning, it was really, really, really hard for me to like sit down and just let it take time. Um, but I'm getting better at it. Sometimes I still feel like, oh shit, I only read like 2 books this month. But that's fine. That's completely fine. Because now I give every book like the love and attention that it needs. I give it the time it needs. I give it the analyzing it needs to understand the underlying purpose of the book. Of course, not all books needs analyzing or like, all this, but I feel like all books deserve time, if you know what I mean. Like every book deserve that you go in with it and you truly enjoy it to the fullest and not just rush through it because it's just a number in your amount. And I felt like 2023, when I started thinking like that, I started enjoying my books more. I felt like I started only reading 5-star reads or 4-star reads because I picked up books that I wanted to read. I picked up books that I wanted to enjoy and have on my TBR, and not because TikTok said so or booktube said so or friends of a friend said that this is one of the most read books right now, so you have to read it if you want to be like, in the top. Like none of that. I just like I picked books that truly resonated with me and I thought this I will enjoy. And so I actually started enjoying books. And I always enjoyed reading and books, but I felt like I started like burning myself out because I felt like I read so many bad books, and they're not bad. It's just that I only scratched the surface of them because to me it was just a number. It was just a book I had to fastly get through to get that big amount of number, you know? So this year of 2024, I technically don't have any goals at all. I'm going to be very, very free to do whatever it feels like doing when it comes to reading. If I don't feel like reading one day, I will not be reading that day. If I don't feel like, you know, uh, picking up this book, I will not pick it up. If I feel like, hey, I'm not vibing with this book, I'm not gonna force myself to finish that book. Because before I finished all my books and I did not DNF them, both because I wanted them in my amount of book I've read, but also because I felt like I picked up such fast-paced books that would go really fast to read. So it was like, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to read it in 3 or 4 hours anyway, so I'll finish it today. So it doesn't really matter if I DNF it or not. Like it's just a book in the past that I will just add to my things, which is very problematic. But it's like, when you see other people doing this big videos of like, I finished 100 books in 1 month, you kind of feel like I could do that. I've tried it and I have done it, but I wasn't happy as a reader when I did it. So for this year, like I started with last year, I will stop my reading goals. I do have one goal that I do have, and it is that I want to read more of the books that I have purchased. That's probably the only goal that I have, because I have a few books that is in my bookshelf, and somehow I want to read them because I obviously bought them for reading, but because I'm a mood reader, I sometimes is in the mood for something else that's not something that I bought a while back. But I really, really want to like get those books, and just finish those books, because it is starting to bother me that I have books that I bought for 2 years ago that I haven't picked up yet. So one of the only goals that I actually have for 2024 is going to be finish the books I have in my bookshelf and start to read the books that's on my Goodreads TBR, because I'm very good at adding books, but I'm also very good at picking books up that's not on that list. So I kind of want to like start ticking off the books that's on that list, so it's not like so much books in there, because it is books that I've read about that I really, really, really want to read. It's not just books, you know, it's books that I kind of want to read. So when I'm going to pick my next read, I will go through my TBR list and actually pick something I'm in the mood for on that list, instead of like picking something completely out of nowhere, and preferably pick something that is on my bookshelf to begin with, because I kind of want to have all the books I have at home to be read, because I have like a hard time feeling like I can buy more books if I don't finish the books I already have, because I don't want to add more books into the collection of things. Um, yeah, I think that's the only goals I have for this year. Otherwise, it's just like be happy, be reading. Reading works different for everyone. So what works for me does not have to work for you, and likewise, because we are very different as a reader. But I have discovered that what's best for me is to give the books time and to just enjoy my reading and not stress through reading. I want to like, I was gonna say bathe in the books and like truly enjoy everything before I move on to like a next read, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, that's my reading goals. When it comes to this channel and some channel goals I have for 2024, it's that I want to do more. I want to do more narrations. I'm working right now on a good night story with it's Bambi, so that I'm considering. I am working on it. I'm recording it right now. I'm also working on a Les Miserables analyzing, and also Dante's Inferno analyzing video. Those are going to take a little bit longer of time, because the Les Miserables one, there's so many things and so many topics I want to take up and actually discuss with that book, because it's such a huge brick of a book. There's so many things to discuss on it. When it comes to Dante's Inferno, I kind of want to do like a summary of each encanto or cantos or chapters or poem or whatever you want to call them. So that's going to be a large project as well that I'm working on right now. So there's a lot of things coming. I'm also doing my live streams once a week on every Tuesday, where we do like a productivity read with me, reading sprint or study with me kind of thing, which I truly enjoy. It's very fun to like be productive together and do things together. It's very nice. So those are the goals that I have for this year. I don't really have that much goals. I will do whatever comes natural and what feels nice and good from now. If you have any suggestions of videos you want to see from me, or books that you really feel like this probably resonates with her, that she probably will enjoy, leave it in a comment below and I will check them out. I love getting book recommendations, so don't be afraid to give them to me. But yeah, thank you all for watching this small little video of mine, and I hope to see you all soon again. Bye!